everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Apple Watch SE 3 and compare it against the Samsung Galaxy Watch FE and see which particular watch is the better one for you. Now, the first thing to keep in mind here is that both of these watches are slightly different because they both use two different operating systems. The Apple Watch SE 3 is basically used for iPhones, the Galaxy Watches are made for Android phones, including Samsung phones. So let's go and see how they kind of compare. If you want to pick up either one of these particular watches, links will be down in the description below. You can get them from there, and you can help support the channel at the exact same time. Now, starting off with the outside of both these watches, the Apple Watch SE 3 and the Galaxy Watch FE are very interesting because they both kind of have a little bit of a different type of layout. The Apple Watch SE 3 comes out in two different sizes. The Watch FE basically comes out in one type of size. So if you are trying to go through and get a watch with a little bit more customizability there, maybe the Apple Watch SE 3 could end up being a better one for you depending on how you look at it. Now, they're both two different types of designs. The Apple Watch SE 3 is more of that square design like the standard Apple Watch. The FE one is more of a circular watch, which I actually like. I feel like it does kind of look pretty good for the most part. Their build qualities are very good. They feel, both feel very expensive types of watches. I do think that with the Galaxy Watch FE, this one does kind of give me more bezel around it. So it is a little bit of a downside from that standpoint, but it's not really like the biggest deal in the world. But kind of keep that in mind because I do feel like if I'm picking up a watch, the Apple Watch SE 3, even though it's mostly unchanged from the previous Apple Watch SEs, that design still kind of looks better to me than the Galaxy Watch FEs. Now, beyond that, for a lot of health-related features, they're both going to be kind of able to do the same thing. So they're both going to be able to track workouts. They're both going to be able to see, different types of health-specific features. You can track your steps and all of those things. So they're both pretty much the same when it comes down to that. So that's not really that big of a difference. What you are going to see a big difference in is the ecosystems. You're going to be able to use the Galaxy Watch FE with your Android phones. The Apple Watch SE is going to be specifically for, iPhones. So that is going to be kind of a big thing. Depending on who you are, you might want to go through and pick up a watch that is going to be specific for your, for your environment. And that is going to be a very big thing to keep in mind here. So for me personally, that is going to be one of the big takeaways. Now, beyond that, I will also say that if you're going to go through and pick up these watches, the Apple Watch SE 3 might be the watch that is going to be kind of like a better performing type of watch. Like that one might be giving you an overall better performing type of watch for the most part. Where the Galaxy Watch FE, it's not really going to be the best, it's going to be very good still, but I feel like the, Apple Watch SE 3 is probably going to be the one that's going to be able to perform at a better rate than something like, an Apple Watch SE 3 in this particular situation. So what I will probably tell you is that both of these watches I think are very solid. I don't really think you can go wrong with either one. If you're in the market though, and you're trying to go through and pick up a watch, I think it makes a lot of sense to go through and buy something like, the one that's specific for your environment. So if you're okay with buying something like an Apple Watch, you have an iPhone, then definitely go for the Apple Watch SE 3. However, if you're looking for something like a Galaxy Watch, the FE is also a very good option when it kind of comes down to it from that side as well. So from that side, that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.